Social literacy can be defined as the ability for an individual to successfully and deliberately mediate their world of family members, workers, and citizens which contribute to one's lifelong learning. So, more simply put, social literacy is a person's ability to interact, maintain, and build relationships with other people. So you may ask, why should I incorporate social literacy into my classroom? Well, social literacy involves the use of technology and social networking tools. Examples of these tools are Facebook, Twitter, Skype or Google Talk, Blogger, and websites or wikis such as Weebly or Wikispaces. Today, technology is becoming more prevalent in our everyday lives. We are always surrounded by some sort of technology, whether it be our cell phone or smartphone, computer, television, GPS, etc. Technology is everywhere and is making its way into the classroom. So now you may ask, how will social literacy benefit my students? Social literacy is a way students build confidence and become an active citizen. If students are not socially literate, it will hinder their cognitive development and they will be unfamiliar with cultural norms. Signs of poor social literacy skills include lack of eye contact, unable to distinguish between anger and fear, and are angry for long periods of time. By incorporating social literacy into your classroom, you will be able to benefit all students and contribute to their lifelong learning. Many of our students are familiar with these various technologies and are communicating with each other digitally at home. Since many students are already familiar with communicating with each other online, with practice, they will be able to carry these skills over to the classroom face to face. So now you may ask one last question. How can I use social literacy in my classroom? Well, with these upcoming tutorials and screenshot videos, you'll be able to see the different technologies being used and how you can use them in your classroom. First, we'll start with Facebook. Facebook can be a great resource to use in your classroom, especially if you're teaching upper elementary school or middle school or high school. You could create a classroom group such as this one that you can add your students and parents to. You can post homework reminders, homework help links, or even interesting news articles. The great thing about this is that you can make the group a closed group or a private group where only members can see the content of what's in this group. You can also use Facebook to follow politicians or leaders or organizations or businesses to be up to date on what they're doing. Facebook also allows you to send messages, which are like emails but only for Facebook. You can use these to send to your entire class or just individual parents or students. Facebook also allows you to create events, which you can use as project reminders or even to schedule parent-teacher conferences or student interviews or anything that you would need to make an invitation for. Facebook Check also allows you to be readily available to your students outside of the classroom. So with Facebook, you can create groups, you can become friends and fans with politicians, leaders, or people that are in your field of expertise. You can create polls and events, you can send messages, and Facebook is good because users and students are already comfortable because they already use Facebook at home. They can collaborate with other students, they can be engaged outside of class, and you can show them how to be responsible when using Facebook. Second, we'll move on to Twitter. Twitter is a great resource to use, especially because it's becoming more and more popular in education. Just as on Facebook, you can create your own class page or class hashtag that students or your parents or other teachers can follow. A hashtag is something that looks like this, and it's a word or words and letters or your class name or anything that's in front of a pound sign, which where you search it on Twitter, anything that you say under that hashtag will come up in that search. So it's easy for parents or students to search you or your tweets or anything that has to do with your class. There are also applications that you can use for your internet browser, such as TweetDeck, that just narrow down everything that you have for your class or the hashtag that you want to follow so that you don't see everything else that you're following on Twitter. Who, of course, does the same thing where you can follow everyone that's in your class or your certain group, and you can see what they're tweeting or the hashtags that they're using and the links that they put in their tweets. Twitter also has a plethora of people and news groups and anything you could think of that you can follow, and you can be up to date on news or sports or weather or experts in your field or anything that your classroom may be researching or studying. So anything is on Twitter, and if you just look for it, I'm sure you'll find a great resource. With Twitter, you can create class groups or hashtags that your students and parents can follow. You can post stories, ideas, links, videos, pictures, anything in your tweets that your students can click on and go to. You can have your parents and students follow you on Twitter so they can be up to date to what you're doing. You can also link to other social media such as blogs or Facebook or other websites. You can use apps such as TweetDeck or Hoopcourse for your specific course. And you can also teach your students how to be responsible Twitter users. Third, we'll look at blogging. Blogging is a great resource to use in your classroom for just students or parents or other teachers or all of those different uses combined. There are very many blogging sites out there, but I prefer to use Blogger because I think it's very user-friendly, easy to use, easy to create new blogs, and it has a great dashboard which you can use to manage all of your blogs that you have. Blogging can be used as a discussion board type blog where students post their notes or their thoughts, and then other students can comment on this. This is great for shyer students or students who really don't talk out in class because this gives them another way to participate. Blogs can also be used like this teacher's blog where it's updated every day, and there's pictures and videos and pictures of student work that parents can see, and parents can just be up to date on what their child is doing in the classroom. Blogs can also be used for students who were sick or absent from school so they can see what they did in class that day, or parents can use it just as a classroom website where they can be up to date on your lesson or your classroom calendar or anything else that's classroom related. Blogs are a really great resource to use inside and outside the classroom. Inside the classroom, students could comment on the blog or post their own stories or notes or thoughts on the blog, and other students could comment on the blog. Or as a resource outside the classroom, it could be used for students who were absent that day who needed to find out what you did in class, or as a parent resource to see what you're doing each day or what you're doing weekly, or just pictures or videos or anything else that you can post that parents would be involved of what you're doing inside your classroom. Fourth, we'll look at wikis and websites. Technology being so prevalent in our lives today, it's almost necessary that you have a classroom website or a classroom wiki for both your students and parents to use as a resource. This classroom website has a great resource. It tells about the class, the students, parents, about the teacher, about other teachers, and it can be a great resource for parents to find the classroom calendar or information about the classroom or upcoming events, or just about you as a teacher and what you like to do or your thoughts on teaching, or it could be another way to contact you. I think that one website that's really easy to use to create websites is Weebly. I've used it before and I think it's very easy to use, and it's very easy to connect your blog and post videos and pictures, and it's just a great website. You can also use wikis in your classroom, which give students, teachers, or parents the privilege to edit pages or can post projects and presentations so that everyone can see. Wikis are also great because other students can comment on your work, or parents could use it to comment on their students' work or your page to get in contact with you or anything else. A great resource for creating a wiki is Wikispaces. I've used it in several of my classes, and it's very easy to edit and very easy to navigate. Wikis or websites are a really great and almost necessary resource to have for your classroom, so parents can be involved and know what's going on in your classroom. Wikis can be especially helpful for students to post their projects or presentations, so everyone in the class can review them and you as a teacher can review them all in one space. You can also track assignments and allow students to work from home on the wiki, which would be great for homework and grading. Group projects can also be done on the wiki, and it's easy for students to collaborate with each other, and it also gives the students the chance to edit the wiki so they can use it to their own information. And last, we'll look at Skype and Google Talk. Skype is a really great resource to use in your classroom because you can use it in so many different ways. You can Skype in guest speakers or have field trips come to your classroom or tours or anything, and instead of pen pals you can have Skype pals. You can learn about different cultures or languages, and Skype could be especially useful for language classes that you wouldn't necessarily have in your school, but you could Skype to a different school and learn a different language from a teacher that's in a different classroom. Skype is very easy to use. You can add friends on your buddy list, and you can video chat or just chat, and you can call on the phone. Skype can also be a great resource to use when there's sick kids at home that you can Skype in, or for parent-teacher conferences, or anything else that you would need outside the classroom. Hello!
Hi!
And Skype is just such a versatile and great resource to use for just about anything that you would need outside of your classroom. Skype or Google Talk are really great resources that teachers should really take advantage of. You can have guest speakers, such as authors or scientists or experts on what you're learning, be videoed into your classroom. You can also take field trips where you can bring the trip to your classroom. You can also hold student interviews or parent-teacher conferences through Skype or Google Talk. You can be available for after-school help for chat or video chat. Or you could have 6 students be Skyped into your class if there's a really important lesson that you needed to teach, or you can use it as a Skype pal type thing for a classroom that's in a different country, or to work on languages that you may not have at your school. Overall, the components of social literacy really make your students lifelong learners. With technology being in our lives more and more today than ever before, technology is a great resource to use inside and outside of your classroom. I hope that you've learned a little something about social literacy and how to incorporate it into your classroom. Thanks for watching.